Good evening. Welcome to the show, Expat Insights. This is the second episode. I'm your host, Raju Mandhian, an expat of sorts. Our job in this show is to look into the lives of foreigners, expats, immigrants, nomads, whoever live in this country, the beautiful Philippines, and add value to it. We'll also take a look into their lives back home and compare and contrast it with their lives in the Philippines. So stay with me. For the next 40 minutes, we have a guest from a country called Ireland, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And our guest tonight is a gentleman called Brian C. Lane.
I came from our family was relatively poor back in Ireland. We weren't born with a silver spoon.
From that aspect, yeah.
So the contrast, but we made our way in the world the hard way, hard work and so on, and a little bit of Irish luck, which always helps.
A little bit of Irish luck, a lot of it.
Well, they always say better be lucky than good. No, there is a little bit of guilt there, but I've overcome that in the sense that I think I do enough on the CSR side to kind of balance.
I think the word that you're looking for is awa in Tagalog. It means
awa.
Compassion for people who haven't made it. It's not guilt for who you are, but rather than compassion for people who don't have it. So
you're right.
I'm helping you out. Yeah,
you're doing a great job. Okay. You're doing a great job. But no, the guilt thing guilt is probably the wrong word. But you think about it occasionally. You see someone at the window. You stop at the traffic lights, and the beggar's someone with a 3-month-old child.
Yeah.
Obviously it does make you feel comfortable. You can't be comfortable looking at that. If you look away, then you feel guilty. If you give them money, you're part of the problem, unfortunately. I must admit that from the time I came here, I felt comfortable here.
You felt like home.
I did. I mean, there's so many things that are so different, dramatically different. The temperature, the weather, the lifestyle and so on. And yet in many ways, I've come to believe that the Irish are the Filipinos of Asia.
Irish are the Filipinos of Asia.
Of Europe.
Or the Filipinos are the Irish of Asia.
That's right, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So that would mean the Irish are the Filipinos of Europe.
The Irish are the Filipinos.
No, the Filipinos are the Irish of Asia.
That's right. Yes.
While the Irish are the Filipinos of Europe.
Exactly.
Okay,
yes.
that's cool.
Yeah. And the similar. If you look at the background, the colonial problems we had our British uninvited visitors.
You can say that again.
Yeah, I can say that again. Yes. And I will. And so we know if we're sending you to Pakistan or to Botswana or Nigeria or Ghana.
Yeah.
We've been there. We know who the people are.
Oh,
we probably know the owners of the business and the managers of the business.
Right.
And that gives a relationship, which means that when we're sending you a
container, you're assured.
You're as close to being assured as you'll ever be. In business, there is always risk.
Right.
And if you're shipping someone halfway across the world, there are many risks.
Right.
But the quality of the work that we deliver, that our Filipino crews deliver, is world class. I would say, hand on heart, we're probably
this side.
This side, is it?
Yeah. Well, as of the last record, you know.
No, well, but I'm different in many ways. That's another story. But I've lost my ball bearings again. So that's actually, this is a true story. This is a true story. I make up words as I go along.
Ball bearings, okay.
Ball bearings. You know what I mean. But this is a true story. I must give a copy of this interview to my daughter. My daughter grew up listening to all my strange words, and she took them literally. And so she thought that. So I would say, "Oh, I've lost my ball bearings." And she was in London she was about 18 or 19, and she'd come in back from Australia, where she was for a while.
Don't forget, we were talking about lane moving. So we're on your daughter now, but I'm going to hold the story.
Okay.
Go on.
Your
daughter, 18, 19, yeah?
So she was out with some friends, and she turned up late for the party, and she said, "I'm really sorry, girls, I lost my ball bearings." And they said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "I lost my ball bearings." And she honestly thought, and it was then, and when they told her,
she started looking around. She said, wait, I'll lift it.
She rang me over long distance and said, "Daddy, you made a fool of me all these years. This is what I thought." It was so funny, and she grew up in a very strange kind of family atmosphere, because I used to do crazy things like that.
I can see that. I can sense that.
Yeah, and we had fun. And sorry, now we can go back to
lane moving. All right. So
yes.
Your daughter's name was, by the way,
Charlotte.
Charlotte, and she's now in London.
No, she's now in Sydney.
Sydney. We'll send her a clip of this
Oh,
video.
she'd love that.
Okay,
yes,
going back to lane moving.
Going back to lane
your
moving.
Filipino crew, your hand on heart, and
Hand on
the
heart,
fact that
some of
you
the best in the
give
world.
classy service, yeah?
Absolutely, beyond question, without question.
Are you expensive?
We're a little more expensive than the average.
Well, how much is the average, and how many competitors do you have in this country?
We have.
What's competition like? Yeah.
It's tough, as it is anywhere in any business, and that's okay. Competition is necessary.
Right.
I mean, I don't hate competitors. I dislike some of the tactics of some of the competitors, but mostly they're good for us because they keep us on our toes.
Correct. I mean, that's what their purpose in life is.
And you asked, are we expensive? I remember an interview in Forbes magazine, I think it was.
This is Forbes USA.
Yeah, Forbes USA.
I had a guest called Gregory Forbes, so I was thinking maybe he probably had a magazine of his own. So that's not him.
This is the Forbes in the States. And they interviewed a guy who was running a courier service in the tri-state area, New York, Connecticut, around there. And he was a little bit more expensive than the others, but he's very successful. He had all the top accounts. And the interviewer asked him, why are you more expensive than the other companies? And he said, well, I've got great respect for my competitors. He said, they probably know exactly what their services are worth.
Right.
And he stopped. And I thought that was a lovely response. And I feel more or less the same in our businesses. That
we're coming to a break in a few minutes now. I'd like to ask you something. Amongst your family, you have all been successful. What is that driving force? What is that core belief that you and your families have that said, this is what we want to do? This is what is our guiding principle. One guiding principle that you could pick from all the ones that you might have as a champion of so many businesses.
So we're driven by the fact that we're proud of what we've done, who we are. We enjoy providing high quality service in whatever business we're in. We thrive on competition. And coming from, as I say, a relatively poor background, there was an ambition there to do better.
Brian, we're coming to an end of this little chat with you, but what I want to know is a couple of things. No? You having been in this country for 30 years now, and you have become successful, and you love the Filipinos, and you love the country, and this is Ireland for you in Asia,
yes,
as far as you're concerned. Now, what are some of the things that you've seen across the world, and having come from Ireland, what are the things that you'd like to implement or see happen in this Philippines for Philippines to grow?
Well,
from an Irish point of view.
From an Irish perspective, well, I think Ireland has shown how you can turn a very damaged economy into a strong economy.
Yeah.
Now, right now, the bubble burst, as we know, 2 or 3 years ago. The financial services industry collapsed in Ireland as everywhere else. But Ireland showed that the Philippines, with its amazing talent
as in like in all aspects.
In all aspects.
Yeah.
Physical resources are, this is one of the richest.
Massive, I know that.
The mining potential for the Philippines is just incredible. But the potential for the Philippines is enormous. We all know about the back office boom like India in the last few years.
Right.
But the mineral side of this country and the natural resources and tourism is just amazing. I'm delighted to see Bertie Lim as the new tourism secretary. I think he will do a great job, and I think that's an area where the Philippines can do amazingly well.